gotta speak kind of loud because that machine over there. See what we can get. See what we can get out of this. All right, this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. We know we are talking about it now. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. Now, that's going into the Russian. Now, when you look at the Roman Empire, the Russians was not part of the Roman Empire. Now, you already know that the Russians Russia represents the bear. But for you people to understand, right? For you people to understand, let me look up this word bear. First, over here. Alright. Now when you look at the first definition, it don't give you nothing. So let me go to the second and see what I can get. Alright, so we went to the second definition of the word bear. Archeo. So we went to the second definition, which is Strong G 714 Archeo. Now I'm going down here, and it says to possess of unfailing strength. Now when you look at Russia, which is the bear, and you look at their military. Now if you watch the videos I have been doing these years, you see the strength of Russia's military power. Okay? Now the situation with Ukraine. Now you gotta remember, America and NATO trained Ukraine military to NATO standards. And they also gave Ukraine NATO weapons. And America and NATO wanted to make Ukraine NATO. And Russia said no. So Russia demonstrated by hindering them to become NATO using their unfailing strength, meaning their military. Okay? So the Heavenly Father have built this barrage to where it has unfailing strength. Okay? When you watch what's going on in Ukraine, and that's why Donald Trump is talking or want to talk to the Russians, because they have come to the realization that the Russians have unfailing strength. Right? They see that. And Russia got technology that generations ahead of America military might. And they say, Russian analysts say, America and NATO military is stuck in the 90s, in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Okay? So that's what they say about America military strength, including NATO. Okay? So they stuck in the late 80s, early 90s. Okay? So this is let me finish the definition. It says another definition says to defend, ward off. Okay? So Russia can defend its position and ward off America in its hegemony or in its prosperity that it's trying to completely put a grip on the whole world. okay? Meaning making everybody part of NATO and shunning Russia out of it, okay? Alright, so he says, and the beast which I saw was like a leopard, like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Now the feet represent the end of something. So just like you got your body and it's the end, your feet is at the bottom. It represents the end of something. So Russia is going to be the end of this whole beast system. Okay? America and NATO, Russia's going to be is going to end it. The Most High is going to use them Russians to end this whole beast system. So you're going to have Edomites against Edomites, even though this beast that we're looking at in Revelation is brutal. But the Heavenly Father is going to use these Edomites against each other to be brutal towards each other. Okay? And what's going to happen is Russia's going to end up destroying NATO and the EU. Okay? Because the reason why I'm saying NATO and the EU, because you can't have one without the other. Okay? And NATO is a military might, and the EU is the financial part. Okay? So the Russians the bear is going to end this whole beast Roman system. Okay? And it says, verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and the feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Now, going into that lion, you got a Great Britain that goes into Great Britain. Great Britain coats upon lion. Alright. I'm going to show y'all in a second. I'm just trying to find one. Trying to go. You're going to Great Britain, coat of arms. Great Britain, coat of arms. Alright. There you go. See that lion on there? So that's Great Britain. Okay? And you get there by typing in Great Britain coat of arms. Alright? Let me see. Great Britain lion statue in London. Alright? Let me see. Okay, this is a statue in Great Britain. See that? So that's Great Britain, man. Okay? See? That's Great Britain. I was looking at something else. Let me see. Alright. We're going back. Alright, this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So what I want to do is look up the word power there. See what we can get out of that. Now you got to remember, America comes out of Great Britain, linked up with the 13 colonies. Okay? So America comes out of Great Britain. But also, when I look at this power, let me look up this in the blue letter. Strong's G 1411, right? Diminus, that's what it looks like. It says strength, power, ability. It says okay. It says the power and influence which belong to riches and wealth. So, let's see. And it also says power for performing miracles. It says moral power and excellence of soul. It says the power and influences belong to riches and wealth, power and resources arising from numbers. So what this represents is that this beast got influence in the earth. That's what that represents. It got power and influence in the earth. Okay? So that's what that represents when you look up the word power there. Okay? And great authority. You see? It's just verse 3. And it says, and I saw one of his head as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Now, I was gonna play y'all a video concerning them rushing the bear in verse 2, but it's so loud out here that y'all not gonna be able to hear it. So I will play it, you know what I'm saying, within the video, you know what I'm saying, when I get ready to put it up, you know what I'm saying, I will put it in there so y'all can see. But also with that, in Isaiah, when I read this, you will understand why I'm reading it once you see the video that I'm gonna play.
Providing political and diplomatic support to domestic businesses and foreign markets as one of the ministry's priority activities. We consider it fundamentally important, together with the economic departments of the government and domestic companies, to defend the sovereignty of the Russian Federation by consistently strengthening constructive cooperation with a wide range of interested countries within the global majority. We have no doubt that sooner or later, sound approaches to establishing mutually beneficial and fair interaction with Russia will make their way even in those states whose governments today are taking unfriendly, if we speak plainly, hostile actions against us. The first glimpses of awareness of this necessity can, if one wishes, already be noted in some of them today. However, we cannot rely on the goodwill of our current adversaries, who have declared their goal to be inflicting a strategic defeat upon us. This is also a matter of principle. First, our experience of dealing with the West has taught us not to trust its promises and assurances, but to judge solely by concrete, practical actions. Second, the past years have provided us with a valuable lesson. We can no longer allow a situation where key sectors of our economy, finance, and technology depend on the whims of Western suppliers. In the most critical industries that ensure the country's military, food, and economic security, we must be self-sufficient. This, of course, implies cooperation with our strategic partners and allies. I am confident that leading Russian companies will play a significant role in shaping a new paradigm of international economic relations and establishing stable cooperation mechanisms with foreign partners without unilateral concessions and without compromising the achievement of long-term national development goals and, in the broadest sense, the sovereignty of the Russian Federation. Today, we have a good opportunity to discuss in detail possible forms of cooperation and practical steps that we can develop and take in this format. It is important for us to understand the pressing needs of the Russian business community, to sense in which specific areas the pooling of our efforts will be beneficial and create added value for the state and its citizens.
So this is Isaiah 13, because I forgot. This Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes, that the Russians, against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So Russia got their own resources. And when you see the video that I'm gonna play, they concerning the barrel, they said they not gonna depend on America for technology and the resource of food, and also Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister, said in his video that he said the enemy of Russia is gonna eventually turn to Russia. Okay, the enemies right now that Russia got, he was saying that the enemies of Russia is going to eventually turn to Russia, man. Okay, so y'all see the video, right? So going back, to Revelation, right? And I'm going to read that third verse again. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Now, it says, I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Now, he wasn't put to death, but it was wounded. Okay? So, when you go into the history concerning us ruling, right? Concerning us ruling, when you go into the history of Jacob, the 5 good emperors. Okay? When you go back to Nerva, the 5 good emperors. All these were Jakes, okay? All of them were Jakes. But you got this devil in power, and he was set up to do what? Slander, okay? The good name of the Heavenly Father and His Son and the Israelites. So that's why you got these emperors looking like they Edomites, okay? So that's Jake coming into power right there, okay? Now, that was around 96, okay? AD, okay? Well, circle, you know what I'm saying? Around that time, that was 96, okay? According to, yeah. Alright, let me see something. Oh, it says, okay, the 5 good emperors in ancient Rome imperial succession of Nerva reigned 96 through 98. So you got them ruling. Okay? You got Jake ruling. Right? And then when you go to when you get up to 193 AD, you have Septimius Severus, and you had the Severus line going into Alexander Severus. And then after them, you had Jake ruling. Now in between, you had Jake ruling. And then you get up to when you look into their history, you finally get up to Constantine's father. What was the name of Constantine's father? So you get up to Constantinus Chlorus, okay? So that's Constantine the Great Father. Now, after him, Constantinus Chlorus, you get Constantine and Constantine the Great. Okay? Now I'm gonna hit y'all with something. That's Constantine the Great, right? Boom. Hit y'all with something. That's Constantine the Great, right? So Constantine the Great was around 337, right? Hold on. He was emperor, my fault. He started at 306 AD. So Constantine the Great started at 306 to 337 AD. Now, when he was ruling, right? Now I'm gonna show you this. Now watch this. I'm gonna show you this again. That's Constantine, right? Now I'm gonna show you the real image of him. That's in the book. This is in the book I got. Now that's the real Constantine right there. Okay? That's in the book I have. Alright? So this is a silver medallion of the Black Emperor. I'm gonna show y'all this. Show y'all the top of it. And y'all see that up there? This is the silver medallion of the Black Emperor. Constantine the Great. You see? So that's in the book I got. So going up out of that. So, and then, going back. going back, and also you had the patriarch, okay? Around Constantine was around 306. Yeah, Constantine was around 306. But before him and his father, you had the tetrarchy, which is the Diocletian, okay? And the tetrarchy was a governing system established in 293 CE by the Roman Emperor, the Diocletian, dividing the empire power among 4 men, and these were jakes. So before Constantine's father, you had the Diocletians, okay? So you had Jake during the Dark Ages ruling, and I got all this going, so I'm just one person, so I'm trying to remember. You know what I'm saying? You got books like this, the quest, the Negro Quest, Part 4, the missing link. And you got books like this right here showing that we ruled, right? Showing that we were ruling, you know what I'm saying, at once upon a time. But you got to remember, when this beast came into power, it was going to do what? Slander. Slander the Heavenly Father and the children of Israel. It was going to slander. You see? That's their book, right? When we were ruling in Europe. And you got another book called Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers, right? And in this book, Negroes and coats of arms of noble family. So you see, you got this. So we were ruling once upon a time. And this is, and who this is on the front is Queen Charlotte. Okay, and Charlotte, North Carolina was named after her. Okay, that's what that is on the front of this book. That's Queen Charlotte, which she was a so-called Negro, so-called African American, so-called, black. Which she, when you go into her heritage, she was an Israelite, man. So we got records by J.A. Rogers that we ruled in Europe, And this book was Lee Cummings. That's who the author of this book is. Okay? So, and going back to Constantine. So, going back to Constantine, now, the picture that I showed you is evidence that we ruled in Europe. And Constantine was in Turkey. And we ruled parts of Greece. Now, you got a book